What's happening? Welcome to RedIn30, where we make you red in 30. I'm your man, DM. I got my boy with me, EJ. What's up? Yeah, we here. And so we're here to talk about it again, man. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff, Facebook, RedIn30, RedIn30.com. Check it out, the 30-day reading. We're going to have a 30-day listening because we're just trying to get the culture and get the mindset of Christ in us, because that becomes our freedom. But RedIn30 is a 30-day reading of the Gospels. We believe in the entire Bible. We believe the Bible is a story about you and I, but we believe that the red words tell us who we are in the story. And so this is why we talk about the red words so much: Jesus, truth, and you, all using red words. You know a cool concept, EJ? With John 5:39, and this is not what I'm going to talk about, but John 5:39 says, search the scriptures, for in them you think you have life, but they testify of me.
Yeah.
He said, and you won't come to me. And what I realized the other day was he's saying search the script. See, the Bible, the whole Bible, if the Bible was a play, and I'm going to say this, then we're going to talk about this in detail, but if the Bible was a whole play and everybody was the characters, he's trying to show you the part that you play. We're going to talk about that next episode, all right?
Yeah.
But it's a cool little concept, Jesus, truth, and you, all using red words. But last episode, we was talking about why Jesus was threatening as a king. Mm-hmm. Not when he's alive, but even so much gone. You know, not so much gone, but ascended, but then dwelling on the inside, Christ on the inside of us, right? It's such a threat. And we started talking about light at the end of it. We started talking about the light, the body, and the body. And I wanted to start off reading that. Yeah. It's in Matthew 6, because and I love the concept, because Matthew 6, he started, right? He says, verse 9, praise hallowed be thy name. Verse 10, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven, right? So then he goes on, that whole chapter is powerful, right? But then he starts talking about don't fast like them, do it in secret. Mm-hmm. Then he goes on to verse 19, he says, it seems like the conversation changes drastically, but it really doesn't. He's saying the same thing. He said, lay up not for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. So don't lay up something outside or up on earth where somebody can break through and either the elements can corrupt it,
right,
or somebody can break through and steal. Catch me. He said, but lay up for yourself treasures in heaven. Now, you got to realize now, that same in heaven is the same thing as thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Mm-hmm. You get it? So he's trying to tell you where it's at.
Yeah.
So don't put your treasures outside.
Right.
Make sure that you've laid up. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, right? In earth is in. Make sure you've laid up treasures on the inside where neither moth nor corrupt. The elements can't corrupt it. This is what we're talking about just now.
Yeah.
In the last episode about they can take your body, but they can't take your insides, right?
Yep.
What they can't corrupt it, the elements can't corrupt it, and thieves do not. It say they do not, and they cannot break through and steal. And the reason they don't break, they says, I like how they say it. I never read it like this. It says where thieves do not break through and steal. Why don't they do it? Because they don't think there's nothing valuable in there.
Yeah.
And even if they thought something was valuable in there, they can't get in there. The thief cometh not before to steal, kill, and destroy. Jesus said, I am come, John 10, I am come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. But see, they don't understand what he's saying. So watch this. He says, lay up yourself treasures in heaven, right? Then he goes on to say, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. That's a clear concept, right? Mm-hmm. Next scripture goes on to say, this is what we stopped talking about the last episode. Mm-hmm. Y'all got to check out the last episode. He says the light of the body is the eye. Okay. All right, so whatever my light is, it's got to come through my eyes. Whatever the light got to come through my eyes. It's the only way I know there's light. There's light in my body. The light of the body is the eye. So what gives the body, or what the light, like you ever thought about like where you looking from, like where you see from? You ever thought about like you see, but it's like where you, like it's in the back, it's in your head. Like what's like, you can look through binoculars.
Yeah.
But it's using your eyes to look through the binoculars. But what's looking through your eyes? It's like, is it in the back of my head? Is my inside? How's that story? So I think it's an interesting concept. You don't really see it till you see that, like the movie Inside Out or whatever. Or like, you know what I'm saying? But if the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, right, the whole body shall be full of light. So he's talking about singleness versus double-mindedness. People don't get what he's saying. If the eye be single, then the whole body shall be full of light, right? Yeah. Like if you be single-minded on the right thing and focus on the one thing that's needed, right? Seek ye first the kingdom. We're going to talk about that a little later. Mm-hmm. All this goes together. If thy eye be single, it be full of light. Thy whole body shall be full of light. He says, but if thine eye be an evil, and I was like, evil versus single? He said, it's either going to be single or it's going to be evil. And I was like, what are you talking about? But then I realized evil is double-minded, right? Because good got to be single, right? Then thy whole body shall be full of darkness. So if the eye is evil, then your whole body be full of darkness. Your whole situation be full of darkness. He says this, watch this. And then he's still talking about the inside. Remember he said, lay up for not for yourself treasures on earth?
Yeah.
He's talking about on the inside, right? He's still talking about the inside. He's talking about your body be full of darkness. Then he makes this statement. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? How can light be darkness? Right? I gotta go over to John 1. I'm gonna read something to you. And I'll prove a point to you. Let's see. It's John 1. It says, the beginning was the Word was with God. I'm going to read it fast, y'all. The Word was God. The same was with God in the beginning. All things were made by him. Without him, not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. So now I got to put these together, because it said the light, if thy light be darkness, then great is that darkness, right? So how can light be darkness? Because it's right here, it said the light shineth in the darkness, and the darkness couldn't understand it. All right? It goes on a little bit talking about there's a man, some guy whose name was John. He also came to bear witness of the light, that all man through him might believe. He was not that light, and it's a capital L. So it's talking about a person, right? But was sent to bear witness of that light. Verse 9, and that was the true light, which lighted every man that cometh into the world. So here we go now. If there's a true light, then there's a fake light. Or there's a light that's a lie. There's we talked about this virtual reality. We talked about it artificial. Yeah. There's an artificial light. Like even right now, these lights that are on me right now, they're real. Artificial lights, right? They do good for this this conversation is really not a conversation we're having in person. I would love to have a conversation with a lot of you in person one day or the other. But right now, you just listen to me through here, through the pixels and everything on here. And this light is doing a good job. But these lights could never grow a flower.
Right.
And I'm not saying that they hadn't made any certain types of lights that they put in these nurseries, but no light is like the sun. The vitamin D, man, like getting light from the sun. Like this is, you get what I'm saying? And so, but let me get to it. Can there be a fake light? Can there be an artificial light? Because say if that, let me go back to it. Let me go back to it just so I can read it right. I got to go down to my little history. Hold up, how do I get to it? There we go. Hold on. Oh shoot, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. There we go, history. And it says this, if therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, then how great is that darkness? Does that mean, EJ, that you can think you seeing the light and you seeing darkness?
Yep.
Does that, because John 1 back then, he's talking about the true light. Jesus said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life, right? The true light, which means they got fake light. They say, they tricked us over the years with Evil and like the Poltergeist movie and all that stuff. They tricked us on how how that stuff worked, and they scared us and put images in our head. They even put the wrong image of. They say the devil is beautiful.
Yeah.
They say they say he's pretty. And he shines like an angel of light. If that light in you is darkness, then great is that darkness. Is it possible that what you think is actually enlightenment is actually darkening your understanding? You thought that somebody freed you to be a certain way or freed you to think a certain thing, and you think that you're enlightened. Because obviously you have to think you're enlightened to actually be acting out that lifestyle, right? Or acting out that certain career, acting out that certain thing, right? Acting out that certain belief. But what if that light is darkness? And then it'll say, it'll be full of darkness, and then it says, great is that darkness. That means you won't even know that you're in the dark. You get it? So now it makes me understand which way are my eyes pointing. Now this whole chapter is talking about it. The whole chapter said, don't be like the hypocrites. Right. Or don't be like them that want rewards from the outside. Right. Don't try to fast so that somebody look for you. It even says, and the next scripture after great is that darkness, EJ, it says, no man can serve two masters. All this stuff is in context. It's trying to tell you that you're serving another master other than God.
Yeah.
And he just says mammon here, but he's talking about you can't serve no other. Even the commandments, which everybody be like, no, this is plain written, thou shalt serve, you have no other gods before me. You know why? Because if you have another God before me, then you're going to get a false identity. Because see, when you see me as your one and true living God through Jesus, right? When you see me, you start to see yourself. When you see me, Jesus said, when you see me,
Yep.
you see the Father.
Yep.
I can tell that Jesus is the way. You know why? Because he's not pointing to him and his personal opinions as what should happen. He says, when you see me, he's on the way to truth, like no man comes to the Father but by me.
Right.
But when you see me, you see the Father. He starts saying, I can of my own self do nothing.
Yeah.
As I hear a judge, my judgment is just, because I seek not my own will, but that will of the Father. When you pray like this.
Right.
He get to the last time, he said, Lord, if you can, let this cup pass. Nevertheless,
Not my will.
not my will, but thy will be done.
Right.
He's appealing to a higher government. The higher government is deeper in you,
Yep.
but you don't know it. You don't know it because we're listening to everybody else, and we're hearing everything else, and we're taking on all the information. So here we go now. I am subject to the government that I pay attention to the most. Now, once again, before they try to flag my videos, and for anybody say I'm trying to do something against the government, calm down, man.
Jets.
Calm down. I be voting. Calm down. I pay my taxes. Calm down. I stop at red lights and I stop at stop signs. Sometimes I just slow down if ain't nobody coming, right? I'm a law-abiding citizen. I use money. I spend actual money. Like I ain't got nothing else under my sleeves or nothing. I don't need anything else on my sleeves. So don't before you get out there, don't
Turn the spiritual knob down.
turn it down. Calm down a little bit. But what I am saying is, you're appealing to a government that can't be touched because it's on the inside of you. So what they do is they get us into arguments about race
Yep.
and about gender. And they get us an argument about gender equality. They get us in arguments about this side of the fence and that wing and left wing and right wing. And they get us in arguments, and it's just would you say them people unstable?
Unstable, man.
It's
unstable.
Well, see unstable. The eye be single before the light.
Yeah.
But if you're all over the place, if I can keep an argument going on,
Right.
then it'll be full of darkness.
Right.
And what is this again? What is this darkness again? What can happen the most in the darkness? That you get stolen from.
Yep.
Thieves break through and steal.
Yep.
What happens in the darkness? You're deceived.
Yep.
What happens in the darkness? You're distracted. You get it?
Right.
All of these things happen in the dark.
Yep.
And so, so what I got to do is I got to keep you arguing about stuff. That's the problem. I've been in church for a long time, right? I've experienced church cultures on all kinds of sides, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm proud to be a church boy, right? I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't have it any other way because it trained me with so much stuff. But that becomes the conversation too. Anytime you hear somebody talking about the church this, the church that, the church that, that becomes the problem because now you're starting another argument. Are there corrective things that need to happen? By all means, yes.
Right. Yeah.
But there's corrective things that need to happen at your school.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's corrective things that need to happen at your job. But you're not walking in there talking about the four walls.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The four walls of your school. You get what I'm saying? And so now it's a trick. It's the same tree. It's the trick. Instead of sitting down and saying, hey, a lot of times the problems that you have in the places that you are is why you were planted there.
Yeah.
Catch me. Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
The problems that you have in the places that you are the reason that you were planted there. Now, it's not for you, once again, to start a revolt. It's not for you to go in and say, you're heathens, you're going ahead. It's not for you to do that. But it's for you. I remember I was talking to Nakia the other day, and I was saying, like, and she didn't know this. And I said, you remember when they did the atom bomb, and they had so much in Hiroshima?
Yeah.
And they had so much radiation, radio, and like you're almost unlivable. They started planting sunflowers.
Yep.
Am I lying? Like I believe it to be true that they started planting sunflowers.
No. I think it was
because they say sunflowers have the quality to absorb radiation. Catch me. So they were planted there on purpose to absorb the radiation and clean the air. Remember we talked about the church was a garden
Yep.
on a couple episodes ago.
Yep.
Most people don't understand. So what they do is they uproot themselves because they don't like the environment for themselves. And it's really a lot of people. Well, I gotta go. I gotta do this. Well, it's really because you don't like the environment for yourself. Now, I'm not talking about anything abusive. I'm not talking about anything misusing, right? I'm not talking about anything that's just, some stuff. I done seen some wild stuff, right? I'm not talking about that. But a lot of times, even in some situations like those, you are planted there, protect yourself, let the Father protect you, but you are planted there to give new growth.
Yeah.
How else is it supposed to happen? The sunflowers, man, don't put me over there with the radio. Now, he got all the qualities. The sunflower has all the qualities to be able to absorb things that other flowers can't. I learned this about myself just a couple of days ago, right? And I started realizing how I can't take my garden for granted, how open my garden is.
Right.
How open of a span I got, and I didn't even realize it because I had so many things in my eye, and if the light in my eye is darkness, then great is that darkness. You almost I had to flip my mentality. You get it? Mm-hmm. But a lot of times you were planted in a place because you were built to bring life to that place.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking about singing.
Right.
I'm not talking about preaching. I'm not talking about being up in front of nobody. I'm not talking about what you think is, because once again, all that's self-serving anyway. Mm-hmm. But we hadn't even seen how God really uses the individual because we don't pray that our kingdom come, that will be done. Yep. So we think because we can sing or we can play music or because we can talk well or because we have a good personality or because we have charisma or because we're educated or because we're smart or because we can teach people things that that's what God is using. And God will use something totally different. I'll prove it to you. They say the king was coming and he dropped Jesus off in Bethlehem in a stable.
Yeah, right, in the stable.
And then raised that boy in Nazareth. The
hood.
Nazareth, the hood. And they didn't know where he was coming from. And then he lived in Galilee, which was the place. It was like a melting pot. It was not the place for the holy people. Had all kind of people, and that's where he decided to live. Jesus went and got him a spot in Galilee. It's totally against what you think is going to be used. A lot of people think worship is the way. A lot of people think education is the way. A lot of people think financial stability is the way. A lot of people think all these, and they got all these different things, and they're not even open for God to use them like he's going to use them. I'm thinking about myself.
You're right.
Boy, getting convicted of this thing, right? Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. And I pray this prayer on a regular throughout the day when I'm thinking, but our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. And I really mean it. I'm not quoting it. Mm-hmm. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation to be what everybody else is, but deliver us from evil. That same evil is the one he's talking about if thine eye be evil. Mm-hmm. See, you got to put all this stuff together.
Yeah.
Deliver us from double-mindedness.
Yep.
Deliver us from me being caught up on a good thing that ain't a God thing. We started talking about it at the end of the episode, and then we said we were going to talk about it this one. This is good. If thy eye be single, then great, then your body be full of light. But if thy eye be evil, right, then the body be full of, and great is that, and if thy light be darkness, great is that darkness, right?
Yep.
That's once again the difference between a helper and a deliverer.
Yep.
I don't think we broke that down last time, but it's the help and deliverer. And I did talk about what Jesus doing it. Right, so now we've got, even the church has got ministry of helps, right? And it's like, and I understand what it is, right? I know it's so funny. If you're a church kid, you already know what time it is, right? But it's like, we're so busy. We've gotten so busy in the business of helping people, right? We've gotten so busy in the business of helping people that we've forfeited our ability to deliver.
Come on.
We forfeited the delivery gene, the genius in us that is built to bring deliverance. The difference between help and deliverance is help. And I tweeted this. Sometimes with help, you don't know if you're helping or you're handicapping.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not saying anything. But if I keep giving somebody some food on the side of the road or whatever, right? Am I helping or handicapping them? Because I could be helping them to just keep asking for food on the side of the road. But is that what we really want? You know, if I keep on feeding people and I'm feeding the same people, and I'm not, I know the nuances, I know the issues. I'm not saying we're not supposed to feed people. It's not what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, are we helping or are we handicapping? Mm-hmm. What is another way that we can deliver?
Yeah.
Could you really tell me that you delivering meals is deliverance to these people? Where's the deliverance?
Right.
Jesus says, go and sin no more. I mean, go and don't be on here. Greater is he that is in you. Go. You had to, he believing on me, the works I do, go. Don't be here. I'd have beat that boy. Listen, but you imagine what Jesus would have did, and he might have chilled. But I can see him. You know, if he gonna go on the table and flip over, go in the temple and flip over tables because they selling stuff crazy. Can you imagine what he done to that boy if he passed back by with a pool of Bethesda in that city? He's just coming back through, right? He's on tour and he coming back through, and he come back through, and that boy is still sitting by that pool. You down there with your legs messed up, I broke your arms.
Right.
Why are you here? Why you back down here?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
He says, take your bit no more, go. And then they go, no, send no more. The woman kind of go, send no more. I just freed you from your accusers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right? And whether they had a right to accuse you or not, that ain't my business. But all I'm telling you is, I think you need to go and sin no more.
Right.
And it's not talking about an action. That's go, and don't forget who you are. You do not have to be taken here.
Yeah.
That's clear, bro.
Right.
That's clear, but it's the helpers and deliverers. Now we out there trying to help people. That's the light. That we think we're in the light. Mm-hmm. We're trying to help people. We think we're in the light.
Right.
But what if God is trying to get through whatever you do, whatever your career choice is, whatever the thing that you do the most, the people that you're around, what if God is trying to bring, not what if. I know that God is trying to bring deliverance to wherever you are, but you begin to uproot yourself. You begin to put put the way of deliverance in the box that you see it and not the way God sees it. So you begin to do things and mess stuff up. Even in the places that you are, that in the jobs that you are, in the systems that you are, in education, in finance, in advertising, in marketing, in athletics, in whatever it is, I can go in the medical field, whatever it is, in science and in politics, whatever it is. What if God is trying to use you to be a deliverer? And I'm not talking about get out there and start saying, Jesus Christ. Because Jesus didn't even say Jesus Christ. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not talking about that. But allow thy kingdom come. Thy Father who art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Allow that to take over the way that you do things. And maybe the thing that you're going to strive for the rest of your life and then retire there because you're tired, maybe God was trying to use you, not maybe, I know that God was trying to use you to be a deliverer in that system. But you don't want to do it. I'm not saying you don't want to do it, but I think you're uninformed, you're misinformed. You don't even know that it's right there. And you know these scriptures I'm saying. You know them and you quote them, but you're still striving with the system. Then you quit the system. You quit the job because you quit and you move, or you switch this, or you switch that, and you quit when there's a deliverer in you that you keep forfeiting because you won't deny yourself.
And you plant it there. So that's like taking one of these lights right here and going outside and sticking it over something you planted. That's not even a real light to grow that.
It wouldn't even work because it ain't got no power. Work. You got to be plugged in the wall. That's not the point.
It's like
what are you doing?
You need the true light.
You need the true light.
You need the true light.
You need the true light that shineth in all men and lighteth all men. He's trying to, the true light, and the word was made flesh a little bit after that scripture in John 1. That's the true light. Can we be the true light?
Right.
Can we be the true light, or we got these flashlights?
Come on.
It's flashlights. Like you.
Right.
You know, you get a flash, right? The flashlight. And I want to challenge people that are listening to see something outside of what they formed in their minds. See something further than what you think it works. Because when you work, you're trying to go back and forth, and you're playing ping pong with the system. Jesus doesn't play ping pong with the system. Go fill them water pots up and go serve it. Don't bring them over here to me. Go serve it, right? What we gonna do? How we gonna feed these people? With 200 penny worth. This is show everybody. 200 penny worth. This is us in our job. No, we ain't got no money for it, but we gonna raise funds. Raise funds? What are we talking about? Raise funds? What are we talking about, EJ? With God.
Right.
So but we don't even think past it. And they gonna say I'm crazy for thinking an outrageous thought. But they all shall see. They all shall see, EJ. They all shall see with their eyes. They will behold with their eyes, right? But Jesus said, no, 200 penny worth. No, okay, there's an excuse. Okay, I got your excuse. Cool. Let me see what somebody else thinks. Hopefully somebody else get it. They say, then he said, watch this. He said, there's a lad here with 5 loaves and 2 fishes. But what are they among so many? It's doubt all around it. And Jesus says, I can work with that. Make the people sit down.
Right.
He sat them down in 50s. Right? He take it, lift it up. He lifted it up. And he just started breaking it. Now, what does that look like in what you do? Mm-hmm. I'm looking at it right now. I'm using my imagination. Mm-hmm. I said a couple episodes ago, I don't want to. I can care less about your streams or your whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not chasing those. I think, and it's not that I can't get them because I've been there, done that. What you're trying to do, I've done it already, right? But have more connections than you all, but I want it to be to the point where the music comes on, mm-hmm. and those that could never hear can hear it.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
I wanted to come on, EJ, and to be able to play it through the children's hospital. And you know, like celebrities go visit the children's hospital, or they bring different little things, and we go bring toys and Christmas gifts and everything. Mm-hmm. I did that one year, man. I'm not saying it was good for the kids. I'm not saying anything about it, but I so wanted mm-hmm. to give another gift. And I guess my mind wasn't there. I guess a group of people, we just didn't believe that way, and we felt that way. But I wanted to bring another gift. And I wanted to be able to, and I don't know if the hospitals were like that because, they're trying to generate money too. So I digress on some of that, right? But I would love for the music to be able to be played through the hospital. And the frequency, catch me, and I'm speaking this into existence because it'll happen. The frequency and the vibrations of the music will enter into the rhythm of an individual and tumors disintegrate. Mm-hmm. Catch me. And hearts that are out of rhythm are jump back in the rhythm. And veins that are clogged, and you name it, and numbers that are too high and too low, these different things, the vibration of the sound and of the music and of the words. I already know this because he says, take up your bed and walk. Right. He never touched him, but there was a sound or a vibration that hit him and made him get up and walk. Yep. A lot of these things, he never did it himself. Go catch a fish. He didn't do it himself, but the vibration caused him. Let there be light, and there was. I'm expecting that, and I don't know if a lot of people are expecting it unless they get all holy and say, the Spirit of God is in this room, and we start praying in tongues and stuff. But no, just the song comes on, and the vibration of the music, you think you're just singing along, and before you know, the doctor come back in and say, listen, ma'am, I don't know what happened, and I don't know how to explain it, but the tumor in your child's brain is gone.
Right. Whole.
Or we came in the room this morning, your child was looking at us and he was able to see. Or we came in the room and your child was up walking around and we don't know how it happened. And you don't even need to trace it to the song. Some may trace to the song, but all I'm saying is go. Mm-hmm. See, this is what I'm looking for, EJ. That's RedIn30, man. I can't talk with this RedIn30.
Hey, what does that look like in your field?
What does that look like? Just say it again.
What does that look like in your field?
That's what we're going to leave with. What does that look like in your field of work, in your field of influence? What does that look like?
RedIn30, man.
It's RedIn30. RedIn30.com. RedIn30, we talk about Jesus Truth and you all using red words. Y'all got to catch these episodes, man, because he's doing something in us. He's changing us. This is different. I'm excited about it. I hope you are too. This is RedIn30, guys.